Tuesday for our next session, which is with the San Diego County librarians. They're going to be speaking about free public services and resources offered at the libraries. If you didn't know, all services are free, and you can go to the website and find everything there. Now, the three speakers for today that are joining us, they are librarians, and one of them is Jacqueline Ayala, Principal Librarian, Orquídea Contreras, Librarian 3, and Diana Minuzzi, Librarian 2, or 2nd. They are all with the San Diego County Library branch system. Thank you for being here, and you can put your video on at this point, Diana and Jacqueline, so we can all be able to see you. There you go. Welcome, welcome. Would you like to say a few words as introduction from each one of you? Let's tell us a little bit about who you are, just to get to know you better.
Great, thank you. Buenas tardes. Thank you. Before I begin, I want to thank my colega Diana Minuzzi for offering that information, imparting information to the authors that were in the panel, and talking about it. It's a surprise for us, but what a wonderful entree, talking about what a child should do when they borrow a book from the library, and what are the do's and the don'ts. And you know, we're in the business of providing books to everyone. We're in the business of providing information to everyone. And so we really encourage anybody of all ages to come and borrow our materials. It's nice to hear some reinforcement about how to take care of those materials, but really do not let that keep your children, your nieces, your nephews, your cousins, your parents from coming to the library and borrowing books. We have all kinds of ways to support you. We are all about yes and not so much about no. So we've learned over the years that it's important to get these resources into your hands. It's important to continue to support the education of our children. We're here, especially Orquídea, Diana, myself, and our other colegas like us. We're here to break down barriers. We're not here to put up those big stop signs or to make anybody feel less than or ashamed. So know that we're here as a resource, and we welcome everybody using our materials, no matter what library it is. My name is Jacqueline Ayala. I'm a principal librarian at the San Diego County Library. I have worked at the library for 17 years. It'll be 18 in December. And my title has always been principal librarian. I have managed a division of programming services, and also I have worked as a regional manager of the branches in the system. We have 33 branches and 2 bookmobiles, and I have the proud distinction of having managed every branch and the bookmobiles, every branch in the system at one point. By when I say manage, I mean that I have supervised the actual branch managers at those branches. So I have that distinction. It has taught me a lot about San Diego County, its terrain, its communities, its love for literacy and books. This is definitely a place to be if you are a librarian or an information specialist. Also, a little bit about me is I'm bilingual. I come from a bicultural family. My parents are Mexican American and Central American, actually Nicaragüense. My parents are deceased, but they certainly instilled in me and my siblings a hunger for education, a thirst for knowledge. They always supported us and our endeavors to read. They took us to the public library in Baldwin Park, California, where I grew up. And They were a little bit suspicious when I told them I was going to be a librarian, because they said, "You're loud. How can you be a librarian?" But hey, here I am, all these years later, and happy to continue working with the Latino Book and Family Festival, and supporting our communities in the North County area. I wanted to now present to you Orquídea Contreras. She's the branch manager at the Vista Public Library. Orquídea.
Thank you.
And if I can, before Orquídea starts, I want to give her a great shout out. When I began my program 6 years ago, Orquídea was one of my great sponsors when I first started. She gave me books. The Friends of the Vista Library gave me books. So I want to thank her so much for that support in my early days when I had very few books to give away. So thank you so much, Orquídea.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And it's nice to see you. It really is. And no promises, but if you make contact with me soon, we might be able to support your program even further. So make sure you follow up with me. And thank you, Jacqueline, for the intro. My name is Orquídea Contreras, and I am the branch manager here at the Vista Library, one of 33 branches of the county system. I have been here at the Vista Library for almost 13 years. And if you see me look that way, it's because I have a door with a very big window about 3 feet away from me that leads into the children's area, which is always an active place. So please forgive me in advance for perhaps looking over, which is so very natural for me to do. So funny, Jacqueline, I got the same reaction. You, a librarian, but you're so loud. And I'm like, really? That's probably an underlying qualification that nobody actually talks about, right? As to becoming or pursuing librarianship. I am also bilingual and bicultural. My parents are from Mexico and Honduras, and have a fondness and appreciation of Mexican American culture and Hondureño culture as well, especially in my belly. And everybody likes Mexican food, and if you haven't had Hondureño food, then you need to look it up and try it out for yourself. Like Jacqueline, I'm also from the Los Angeles area. I am a transplant, if you will. I went to the University of Texas, and I earned my librarianship degree there. It is a master's program. And then quickly made my way back to California. Texas was great, but I didn't want to stay there. And I've been with the county ever since. It's been a pleasure, and it's been an honor to work with the community of Vista and North County in general. And I look forward to continuing any kind of support and participation with the Latino Book and Family Festival. And I'm glad it's up and running this year. And I look forward to being a part of it again in the future. So thank you very much.
All right, welcome. Diana, would you like to introduce yourself? I know you were in the other session, but let's do it again for this session.
It was just by chance, only because I was an early bird. I was very excited about being able to join in. And so I happened to be there with the other panelists, and all of a sudden they asked me a question. So yes, but here I am. I am probably not as loud as Jacqueline and as Orquídea, but I am a librarian too. So that's not a necessary skill to become a librarian, okay? I am a reference and outreach services librarian. I concentrate on adult services, and I work for San Diego County for Encinitas Branch, where I worked for the county for almost 20 years in January, and for Encinitas Library since we opened in 2008. I am thankful to have what I consider a diverse cultural background that facilitates my communication, especially with some what I call vulnerable segments of the populations that we serve, specifically to help the non-English Spanish only speaking. Why do I say that? I was not born here. I was born in Argentina, Spanish speaking country. So when I came here, I had to adapt. I had to adjust to the American culture. I was an immigrant. And so I know what immigrants and what people who are coming to the country for the first time have to go through. I was lucky because I already spoke English, but still there are so many nuances, I would say, things that you have to learn to be able to function in this American society. I would also like to talk a little bit about my philosophy. My philosophy with my work as a librarian is to take always a very strategic approach to change, and always finds a way to continue learning, to facilitate literacy, to empower and to be empowered, because I think that we learn so much from our customers. They make us grow. As I said, I have worked in Encinitas since we opened in 2008. And since then, I had the opportunity to know the whole spectrum of the population, their preferences and likes about the collection, about community programs. I had the opportunity to collaborate with staff at several schools and connect through parents and teachers meetings, summer learning presentations, homework sessions, homework help sessions, and bilingual library tours for students and their families. So I feel connected to the population I serve. And that I think that that's the best thing that can happen to us, right? And I'm happy to help them. So that's me.
Welcome, the three of you. And at this point, I'm going to ask everybody who's not the panelist for this session to let's stop our video and allow the presenters to take on and cover their information. All right, let me go ahead and I'm going to share my screen here for the presentation, and let's turn off our videos now. When you're ready, you can start.
Next slide, please. Welcome and bienvenidos. San Diego County Library System is a big system. Here's our webpage. We have 33 branches, 2 bookmobiles, 5 library kiosks, countless events and classes, access to a variety of materials and technology. Library branches nearby, near your home, your school, or your workplace. Feel free to visit, obtain a library card, and borrow items. Next slide, please. Our mission statement, nuestra misión. Our mission is to celebrate our communities and dedicate our passion and expertise to help each community member create their own story. And I'll now hand it off to my colleague, Diana. Next slide, please.
Okay, so hours. What are our hours? ¿Cuál es nuestro horario en las bibliotecas? When are we here for you? So currently, our in-person hours of operation are Monday through Fridays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. No evenings or weekends yet. However, we are here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Any future updates about our hours will be posted to our website, sdcl.org, and you can also follow us and friend us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to stay up to date on our latest hours and services. Now to our colleague Jacqueline, slide 6.
Services and resources, excuse me, servicios y recursos. We have a wealth of digital resources on our website and in the branches. Free access to a sizable and growing collection of ebooks and audiobooks. Databases to support students of all ages. As Deanna mentioned in her philosophy, you know, everyone's growing, everyone's learning, and we certainly learn from each other. So we believe that we're all students. All levels from foundational reading skills to college entrance exams. Next slide, please. The services and resources, the servicios y recursos, continue. A wealth of digital resources on our website and in the branches. Get a library card in person at your local branch or an instant digital card for immediate access. That's the key that will help you get started. Now I pass it on to Orquídea. Next slide, please.
Thank you. Programs, nuestros programas. Everybody wants to know, what are you doing? Sora. Sora is access to the e-collection. Those are ebooks and audiobooks that you can read along on a device or listen to through a school district. This is an SDL County Library partnership that we are very proud of. School visits in person or virtually by the librarian team. Library High School. You can earn your high school diploma for free and virtually with us. Little Free Libraries. They are small neighborhood book exchange structures for anyone to have access to books closer to home. And there is a picture of one at the top there. And those are popping up in many different places throughout the county. Next slide, please. Adult literacy, volunteer-based tutoring programs to help adults improve their literacy skills. U.S. citizenship classes, learn about United States citizenship and prepare for the citizenship test. Not currently available, however, at this time, but we're working hard to get it back up and running in the future. We also have Vet Connect, Veterans visit with a Veterans Services representative via video conferencing at select branches. And now, Diana.
Okay, so many branches to serve you. Siempre encontrará una biblioteca cerca. What are our North County locations? Cardiff by the Sea, Del Mar, Encinitas, Fallbrook, Rancho Santa Fe, San Marcos, Solana Beach, and Vista. Now, if you want to go in person, but remember, you can always reach us online. So it's not that important to think of which is my nearest branch physically. No, let's remember that we go virtual too, and we have access to any branch in the system. So, aunque en algún momento hayamos tenido que cerrar nuestras puertas o limitar los horarios para servicios en persona, tenemos miles de recursos disponibles las 24 horas del día, los 7 días de la semana. Tenemos club de lectura, posibilidad de comunicarse con un bibliotecario o bibliotecaria en línea, pedir prestados libros electrónicos, periódicos, revistas de diferentes temas y en diferentes idiomas, música, películas, todo esto haciendo uso del catálogo. Tan solo es necesario una tarjeta de la biblioteca. La tarjeta de la biblioteca, esa es la clave, es muy fácil de gestionar. Además recuerden que tenemos personal bilingüe en la mayoría de las sucursales y acceso al catálogo en español. Next slide, please, number 11. Okay. So contact us, comuníquese con nosotros. Nuevamente, somos Jacqueline Ayala, Orquídea Contreras, Diana Minuzzi, ya saben cómo encontrarnos. Y ahora pasamos a la diapositiva número 12. Okay, and we are here for you. Aquí estamos. The library, let's remember, the library is not just about books and reference questions. We offer special programs for all ages, for children, adults, seniors, and families, and free use of computers with internet access and printers, bookmobile services that reach out to distant communities. So we are a team of enthusiastic and creative staff who are fully dedicated to helping you. So let's start a partnership with you of growth, connection, and joy. And if we go to the next slide, do you have any questions? ¿Tienen algunas preguntas? Nos encantaría responderlas. Y muchas gracias por haber estado aquí. Thank you so much for being here.
All right, so I want to thank the three of you for being here. And I do want to go over some information very briefly, and that is the website. Okay, we're going to explore because you're mentioning a website, and let's understand how the website looks and how to navigate it. Okay, so if you go to sdcl.org, this is the San Diego County Library website, where everybody can find the information about the resources that the librarians here today are mentioning about. If you scroll down, you can find the e-libraries, e-books, audiobooks, e-magazines, libros electrónicos. Y si quieren encontrar esta información en español, aquí está en lo que es la opción del menú, la opción para ver la información en español. So information in Spanish, and you can click here. For the services, you can always click on the services, servicios, y encontrar más información sobre los programas que se acaban de cubrir. You can find information about getting a library card, the citizenship is around here, volunteer opportunities, how about events. The libraries have a lot of types of events. And so as long as you click on the event section, you can find every event that's coming up in the different branches from San Diego County. Something I'm forgetting to describe on the website? Anybody? Okay.
Anna, there's also on the there's also a section that shows some of the books that are available right now, depending on whatever month it is or whatever, you know, the different themas are. And you might, if you could show that, that would be something also to see. So if you went, I think it's in the browse section.
Okay.
So where you see by format, if you would just, yeah, any one of those, the books or the movies and TVs, just to give an idea of.
Okay, so browse by format books.
And
it's just a little slow on my computer.
That's okay. Just to give an idea of if you were not in the library physically, you could also choose to read a book or maybe decide that you want to pick up a movie when you're back at the library again.
Yes, we can go to the e-library. Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Okay.
There we go. Just to give the audience an idea of being able to identify a title they might be looking for, or in other words, we're used to going into the library and browsing. If we're looking for a certain book, we'll look on the shelves to see if something interests us. We also just wanted you to know that it's very different, but there's a way of doing this also on the website. Thank you, Anna.
Oh, this is wonderful. Okay. There we go. All right. So now we still have Edward, do you have any comments for the questions for the librarians here?
Yeah, I was going to ask you guys do book readings to groups of children, right?
We don't currently offer story time. It is something that's been on hold, because of the pandemic. We
Okay.
look forward to doing it again in the future. We just don't have any clear indication as to when that will be.
Okay. And
I
the
love
reason,
story time. I did story time about 3 times a week for 9 to 10 years. So I miss it very much myself.
yeah.
Yes, and should I say that we do have online virtual story times that our customers have access. That was especially important during the summer, the vacation time. And we also have some programs that encourage reading, like, for example, Arts for Learning. We have partnered with Arts for Learning. So the idea is that the children pick up a book in the library, a craft, and they also access electronic books, and they read at home. So everything is about reading, coming from one side, one place of the other, but we encourage reading. So there are several opportunities to as incentives for children and promote reading.
Can you talk a little bit more specific about e-story time?
So there's a place on the website that you can look at. It's called Cuéntame un Cuento, I believe. And those are recorded story times that actually our colleagues did when we were still closed, when our branches were still closed. Those were produced by all this wonderful technology that we have. By the way, when you go to a San Diego County Library branch, the quality of the speed of the internet is greatly enhanced. So we are part of a network that helps to ensure that you have a very high speed connection. So that might be something of interest to any of our listeners today. But the web page will show you the location of the recorded story times. And if you cast them to a bigger monitor or screen, you can have a whole group of your children, your relatives watching the story time. And they're very well done.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I do want to ask, we were talking yesterday before this session, something that is new with the libraries, and that is related to books and fees for bringing in late books. What has happened with that?
I can answer that if it's fine. So the San Diego County Library has decided to eliminate late fines, which means if it's late, it's okay. You won't accumulate any fees in relation to that or missing the due date. However, you are still financially responsible for bringing the item in. We just want the books back. We really just bring the books back. And so we have eliminated late fees, which is a wonderful option, I think, and it opens up library services to a lot of folks who may have had a hard time getting their items back on time. And so they have no balance when it comes to late fines now. We just ask that you bring the items back. Otherwise, you will be charged a replacement fee. So it is our way of definitely leveling the playing field and making access broader to our community in an equitable way that doesn't intimidate anyone that might have a balance or be afraid of accruing one. I know when I was a kid, I would walk by really quickly from the library when I knew I owed money and didn't look in that direction. And I understand that little bit of shame that can be associated with owing the library money. No mas, ya no mas, just bring it back. And you can always ask to speak someone about a balance, we are more
Yes.
than happy to work with you on that.
May I make a comment on that? We, as Orquídea said, we just want that book back. Doesn't matter how long overdue it is. Know that now books renew automatically, but if the book has not been returned in 28 days, it posts as lost. So then you owe the book and you owe a processing fee. So the other day, for example, I helped a customer who had been sent to collection, but she returned a stack of books. So when I finished checking them in, all she owed was $10, and that was the collection agency fee that we cannot waive. But she returned the books. We waive the fees.
Wonderful.
Yes.
There is a question in the chat, and that is the ofrendas de Dia de Muertos are on live or are they in person live? There's an event I guess happening related to that.
Yes.
I think it's the Valley
I-
Center. There's a Valley Center.
Valley Center, and I believe also San Marcos has one. There'll be one coming up in the next couple of weeks here at my branch too, the Vista Library.
Yes.
I can't speak for the other branches. It's not, there won't be a presentation as we've done in the past. We had a speaker and she would explain the different components of the ofrenda and the traditions and the symbolism associated with all the different objects and the levels, right? The levels have specific meaning. We won't have that presentation this year, but I do believe that the ofrendas are up and running, if you will.
Yes, I may speak for Encinitas Branch. I am on the committee with the city of Encinitas that organizes the events. Actually, I have been serving that committee for the last 5 years, I think. So there are two components of the event. The Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead celebration from the city is in the Encinitas Community Center, and that is Saturday, October 30th. Now, in the library, we have an ofrenda that will be set up Thursday, October 28th, and will be taken down the next week. We also have art display, 2 dimensions and 3 dimensions from local elementary schools. And we have the altar workshop. It's 2 sessions by local artist Luis Murguia. So families get together to build an altar. And it's 2 sessions because in the first session, Luis brings the altars, people work on it, they paint it, and then they have 1 more week to collect all the little ornaments and all the little souvenirs and the little bric-a-bracs that will honor their loved ones. So they incorporate those pieces to the altar in the second session. So here in Encinitas Branch, if you want to see the ofrenda, be here. It will be in the library lobby, and we'll also have the altar workshop. Yes, it's happening.
I'm sorry, Diana. And for the Valley Center Library Branch, I just connected with Laura Zuckerman, our branch manager, and she has confirmed that that is live. So the ofrenda is at the library, and anyone can add to the ofrenda at Valley Center Branch. Also, some of the library branches that I'm currently working with at Imperial Beach and Lincoln Acres will be celebrating Dia de los Muertos with ofrendas being displayed live in their branches as well.
All right. Thank you for that. And there's another question in the chat that's for Alma from Alma Lazar. Do you have a service regarding, oh, Alma is here. You want to ask your question?
Yes, thank you. Does any of the libraries, or maybe all, I don't know, do they have a special program for blind people or visually impaired? Do you know when they use the computers? I'm sorry.
Our computers that are open access to the public have accessibility features. they do have, settings that can be switched so that people with visibility issues can magnify text. And I think there's also an accessibility feature that is the read to me text version,
Audible.
Audible, right.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Yes.
welcome.
And just I hope I'm not taking too much of the librarian's time. I know this is a busy time, but if you have to go, let me know. I wanna just mention again about that in order to access library services, we have to have a library card. And I'm gonna briefly share my screen one more time for that. So as you go to the website, you can find information about getting a library card by going to services and then clicking on get a library card, and it's gonna take you here. You can get your library card in person or digital, or as in online basically. And there's an app for that. Once you get your library card, you will be able to have access to all the services and ebooks and books online. With the pandemic and all of that, we were mentioning that now a lot of people are reading, and so the way you get books normally, either if you want a book really bad or something, maybe the library has it, but they might have it as an e-format. So with a library card, that's the only way you can access it right away.
This is true, and for free.
For free.
Yes,
For free.
yes.
You don't need a library card to enjoy the library. Some people might think, oh, I don't have a card, so I can't go in. That's not true at all. You can come in and, we have lots of customers who make full use of this space, and everyone is welcome. You don't need a library card to actually access the building itself or the collection. You can browse, you can grab a book, you can sit in a chair for as long as you like. But yes, if you do want to take something home with you, you do need a library card. And if you want to read it on a device of sorts, then yes, you also do need to have a library card, and we're happy to help you with that. You only need a photo ID if you come in with current, preferably current address, and but we're able to help you otherwise too. We also have an instant digital card that's accessible online, which is what Anna showed, and that is access to e-content only. You can always upgrade it to a traditional library card if you choose. However, that does require making a visit to your local branch.
Yes. And let me add that we call that digital card, we call it instant, because let's suppose that somebody is at the airport waiting to take a flight, and they don't have anything to read. So they can get an instant digital card that is given to San Diego County residents, and that will give them immediate access to the San Diego County Library digital e-library resources. So that includes ebooks and e-audiobooks, and all they need is a cell phone number. So that's very convenient. Immediate, instant access to reading and downloading.
Mhm.
Anna is getting one.
All right, Anna, you go. And then next download the Libby app and you're good to go.
Yes.
Always use Libby. Always use, if you learn nothing from today, always use Libby. Changes your life.
Oh, you're mute.
Oh, yes, Anna, we can't hear you.
Anna, you're mute.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I was trying to find the question here. There's somebody from Tijuana joining us live. He welcomed Jose Manuel Armenta. He's asking regarding the books and how getting books into libraries. So I guess through the website, somebody can go to the same website and just find your contact information. And that's how the easiest way to do it. Would that be correct?
When he's saying getting books into libraries, is that what he asked, or getting
Yes.
the books?
Let me see. Website where can go.
Bienvenido, by the way. We're so glad to hear. Bienvenido.
I
if we're-
believe that's regarding the books. And Jose, if you're watching this, you can clarify on that. But I believe it's when you go to the website, sdcl.org, if there's a way that from here you can download the form to submit a book.
Oh, to submit a book. Okay, so there's two different ways that I'm going to interpret that. The first one would be a suggestion. If there's a book that you want to borrow in the future and you look in the catalog, you've searched the catalog and you don't find that book there, then you can make a suggestion on what book or the purchasing of that particular book. Mm-hmm. Then the other way is if you're talking about a book that you yourself have written, you're the author of, and you want to include that into the collection. And there is a way for self-published authors and authors of all kinds to contact us. We have our information that's available in this presentation, and we can put you in touch. The three of us do not handle all that process. We're not actually in that part of the department, but that's okay. We're your connection and we'll get you. There's a form that can be filled out. There's a little process that we have. We will ask you to submit a couple of copies of the particular book. And then there's a process, as you can imagine, in the San Diego County, it is such a vast area of service that there is a little bit of a process by which books are evaluated before they can be submitted into the collection. But certainly we are interested, anybody in the Tijuana area, anybody in the Latino, Chicano Latino community in San Diego or greater San Diego, we're very interested in what you're writing. So please take us up on that offer. And then Anna, do you feel that was there some more clarification on that? Maybe I missed the point.
At the moment, I didn't hear back from Jose, but I hope that the librarians here today answered the questions. I'm putting on the screen the contact information. You can send them an email and clarify on that. Any of the three librarians that are here, they can forward your information or questions to the proper personnel handling the specifics in their branches. And so there we go. I'm not sure if this information is going to be available on the website, but I'm have to confirm with the presenters here. There we go. All right. So with that, I know we are 45 minutes into the hour. Yes, Edward?
I do have a question. What percentage of books that you guys have in your branches are either Spanish or bilingual?
That's an excellent question. I would have, I don't know. Maybe Diana has an idea of that. However, if we can't come up with an answer collectively, like good librarians, we'll promise to get back to you with that information.
Something interesting for our customers to know is that our collection floats. So they may come to Encinitas Branch and have, I don't know, 500 books in foreign languages, and then they come the following months and we have 700 or we have 400. What I would say is that we're always looking for a balance. We are always, we want to know exactly if our customers' needs are met. We don't want to have too many duplicate copies of a title if they are not going to be read. So that's when we share with other branches. So know that if you are looking for a certain title in a foreign language or in a language other than English, you might find it on the shelves, or you might find it on the shelves in another branch, or you might find it through the digital collection, Libby or Overdrive. Or we also partners with university systems and with public systems. So that's Link Plus and that's Circuit, and whatever you want to read that we cannot provide you with, we will look into those systems and see if we can finally get that title for you. Now, as percentage of the collection, we don't know.
And one of the comments that I had made in our author session is, and one of the comments that I tell families when I talk to small groups is, ideally, if I had funding for my organization, I would be giving nothing but bilingual books, because whether you read English or you read Spanish, you can read it in your language and then see how it's written in the other language. And that would be my ideal endpoint, that I would be giving nothing but bilingual books away, especially in San Diego County, because there's so many Latinos reading Spanish, and it's equally based. So, that's the kind of book that I would be looking to pick up and hand out to our families.
Yes.
That's understandable.
Thank you.
So Ed, I'm on the webpage and I just typed in Spanish into the catalog, and I don't think that this is a concrete number, but the searches for Spanish is the key word in language resulted in 18,261 records.
Okay.
That's a good collection, especially online. I think with ebooks, it's easier to get the books in the catalog as part of the inventory rather than physical copies, because especially international ones, if you want to get an international book that's with authors internationally, then I think that will be the easiest way.
Right. And I can tell you, I've been with the county long enough where when I came on board as a children's librarian, the collection itself that encompassed Spanish and bilingual items was so much smaller than it is now. The genre itself has become so much more popular. I think the recognition for the books themselves have, I think, increased in value. And so it's recognized as a legitimate reading item. So unfortunately, some of our families that have mixed language abilities, the parents come in thinking their kids should only be reading in English, which isn't necessarily true. They can read in both languages, and with the benefit of them joining in if it were a bilingual book. Reading is reading. But I think also the market has exploded for that area. And it is something that we are always reminded of, that a lot of the books that we get that are in Spanish have origins from different countries with different publication houses that have a lot of different restrictions, contracting, licensing, and it is out there. However, it still can be a challenge to grow that part of the collection. But I can tell you that I think now is when there's been more attention, dedication, and investment in that part of the collection across all ages.
Can I take the liberty and promote a book?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, no?
I think so.
I'm not in charge here, Ed.
Yeah, I would like to mention what is to me like a very curious phenomenon with happening with the foreign language books, which are intended to a certain category. For example, Spanish books for ages 1 and 2. And you think that those books are going to be read by children who are learning how to speak Spanish or how to read in Spanish at first or second grade. Well, I have had adult customers who are taking Spanish classes because, for example, they want to travel. And they would read those books. And the opposite is also frequent. We have Spanish-speaking customers who would read English books for kindergarteners or for first and second graders, because it's we might be surprised to see the vocabulary level, the amount of new words that those books hold. So it's a very good way to have a first approach to a language. So when we consider foreign language material, sometimes we have to think that it will be read by more customers than what we have in mind. So perhaps we should consider enlarging our collection a little bit to cover for those needs.
Right. One more question, and then we're going to closing. Can you expand a little bit more into the little free libraries that you described during the presentation?
The Little Free Libraries is a recent addition to our initiatives and our commitment to share books and literacy, the love of reading, creating, and adding to your own stories. They are popping up in different places across the county. Here in Vista, we have the pleasure of having 3. We have one at Luz Duran Park, and we also have 2 that are coming up at the Rancho Guajome Regional Park and across the road at the Rancho Guajome Adobe, which is different, 2 separate facilities. And they are ideally locations that have a lovely weatherproof cabinet that does not have a lock. It's open to the public 24/7, and they inside carry beautiful, brand new, free books for the public. And you don't have to buy anything. You don't have to donate anything. You don't even need a library card. You just walk up to it, grab something you like, take it home and share it and enjoy it and check back for a refilled Little Free Library in the future. We're very excited about it.
It's also an initiative that the Board of Supervisors, the Vice Chair, Nora Vargas, that was her initiative. And often when a Board of Supervisor has any kind of initiative or plan, it gets connected to a department within the county. And so it was logical and very well suited that the county library would be the department that's in charge of this Little Free Libraries initiative. And primarily some of the information, the data that was provided to the Board of Supervisors was that there was a certain area of the county, sort of like the middle part of the county, if you will, had a lot of little free libraries, and the southern part of our county service area had very few, and that is in the service district of Vice Chair Nora Vargas. So we have a librarian named Laura Zuckerman, who is our project lead for Little Free Libraries, and the library has provided, we've infused another 40 libraries into the Little Free Library family that's already existing in the county. As Orquídea explained to you, our goal is to have them in every community. So it's an honor system. You can bring some books if you know your kids have some, you know, the books are all over the place and you think that they've read one book for 500 times and they're never going to read it again. You are more than welcome to bring those books to the Little Free Library and donate them back so someone else can enjoy them.
Yes, and Jacqueline, correct me if I'm wrong, but my idea is that the whole project started to cover or bridge the gap with those families, with low-income families, with children who did not have transportation, who could get them to places where they could access books. But actually, it covers another need. We may be traveling with our little ones and we stop somewhere and we have nothing to do, and suddenly we see that beautiful little library, and we can enjoy a moment reading to them or reading with them. So it covers different purposes, even if it was born as a way to help low-income families who lack transportation, right, to the physical libraries.
The idea behind it, I think, it's actually a very big, the Little Free Libraries is a nonprofit organization, and it's throughout the country, I think, and I think the idea was to get books into people's hands. And what we're doing here at the County of San Diego is we're actually providing licenses to individuals, because there's a little bit of a cost involved, and there's some way to apply if you are currently interested in doing a Little Free Library, or you already have one and you didn't join the big organization because there was a financial obstacle for you. You can certainly put yourself in contact with the library and we'll see what we can do. But we're really trying to get them all on the map, as you will. And as Deanna explained, I mean, when you're with your grandchild or your children and you turn and see that Little Free Library, you think, yay, we're going to have some story. We're going to have some story time in the park or, at the playground right now. So thank you.
And for parents, please read to your children, no matter the language. Léanle a sus niños, fomenten la literatura, read. That's the keyword.
20 minutos cada día, cada noche, 20 minutos. No es mucho tiempo, pero es muy importante.
Right. Any final message from anybody before we close this session? I'm really happy to have the three of you here. And Edward and Alma, thank you for staying to the session. Any concluding words from any of you, Jacqueline, Orquídea, and Diana?
Edward, thank you for the questions being softballs, because we were a little worried there. We know how you like to grill us at the meeting, so we were like, here we go.
On behalf of the Latino Book and Family Festival, we welcome you guys. We are so thrilled that you guys are one of our partners, and we hope to have you guys in every one of our events year after year, and we hope to be in person next year at Miracosta College.
Yes, and it's been a pleasure to work with every single one of you. Thank you so much for Anna, Edward, for being here, for all you do, and Anna, for the way you coordinated our efforts, for being such a great moderator, for supporting us with the search, putting yourself in the shoes of a customer, searching our catalog and finding how to access the resources. So thank you for all your support.
Yes, that was on my to-do list already, so mission accomplished.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you once again, and you are welcome to stay to the conclusion of this session, or if you're okay, because I see we're an hour past the time.
And thank you, Alma,
everyone.
for staying with us, and a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure.
Okay.
All right. So at this point, I want to thank you, every single of the partners who supported this program. One of the things is that this session is made possible thanks to the support of all of you, and as well as the authors that support the sessions, that attend the author sessions, and community leaders, the festival committee, and everyone who is always here with us. Now, I want to promote that the upcoming session at 2 is with Philip Rivera. His book is Suburban Luchador. And if you want to watch that presentation, you can come back in an hour for that. Well, please follow us on Facebook, and you can go to our website, lbff.us, and find more information there. That's where we archive everything. Okay. Bye, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Bye.